All right, welcome back to Khakis and Coffee. Today we're here with Miss Ducote. Miss Ducote, our first question is, can you explain the 20% project and what you're doing here with us today?
Yes, so I assigned each of my dual enrollment students to participate in a 20% project, not an original idea. It's something that's happening in a lot of classrooms across the country. And the idea actually came from corporate America. Companies like 3M and Google allow their employees to use 20% of their paid time to work on anything that they want. And so they can kind of channel their passion and something that, isn't necessarily a job assignment, but they may find interesting. Gmail actually was the result of a Google employee's 20% time. That was not a corporate assigned project. It's something that he or she worked on. So I thought it would be interesting for my students to have an opportunity to channel some of their passions, explore a little bit, see what they could accomplish. We have a little bit of flex time because of the schedule of our college course, and so we have a little bit more time on CHS campus than you would at LSU, and so I thought that would be a good way for us to use that time.
So you teach dual enrollment here at Catholic High.
Dual enrollment English.
Dual enrollment English, of course. What made you want to teach dual enrollment?
It was kind of taken on a little reluctantly. It's obviously something that's happening in a lot of high schools in the area, and so we had been exploring it for a while. Had trouble finding a university that kind of fit the Catholic High culture, because we didn't want to give over a classroom. We wanted to still be able to do the things that make us who we are. And so we finally, through the English department at LSU, felt really good about the product that they have and the balance of a lot of structure. They tell us, what we have to do. Obviously, our students have to do the same thing that the LSU students are doing, but it was also, we get to teach it. And so our teachers still get to run the classroom. And so that was really important to us. And once that happened, and we decided that was the route we were going to go, then we had to find somebody to teach it. And it just, the way the scheduling worked out, which is kind of a mess every year, figuring out who's going to teach what and how that balance is going to go. It ended up being me, so I kind of fell into it, but I really love it, and I believe in it. I've been really excited with the results that we've seen over the last couple of years.
Okay, so what's the benefit of taking a dual enrollment class for a senior? Like, why should they take dual enrollment?
Well, first of all, it's not for everybody because it is a college class, and so it has to be a student who has a little bit of initiative, is able to keep up with deadlines. I have some flexibility, but there are some things that are pretty rigid even for me, and so whereas in some of our other classes, a teacher can extend deadlines and offer bonus and things like that. I can't do any of that with LSU grades. And so the benefit is you're doing college work, so you're getting a little bit of a taste of what college classroom life will be like. And then, but on the flip side, you're doing it with a lot of support. So you have more class time than you would if you took this on LSU's campus. And so I think it's a good fit for kids who need a little bit more help as they get through the content. Obviously, you're getting a grade. You're starting a college transcript, so as long as that grade is good, then you're going to start college with a little bit of a grade cushion.
How have you adjusted your teaching style over the years to dual enrollment?
I've had to let a lot go. As you know, it's in some of your in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, your English classes, they were very teacher driven. So the teacher selected the literature, the teacher told you what you were writing and what you were doing with all of the content. A dual enrollment English class, it's different in other areas, but in our class, it's very student driven. We have pretty vague outlines of what needs to be done, and then the student inserts his own topic and ideas. And so I've had to become a lot more of, I guess, a facilitator than a direct instructor. So I don't teach the whole class. I don't speak the whole class, and I rarely speak to the entire class. Lots of times it's just kind of setting the parameters and giving directions, and then going student to student and helping individually. So that's been the biggest shift. It's also been really exciting because I do 25 different topics every class period.
So, why is dual enrollment only offered to seniors and not to other grades?
Well, the English department at LSU only allows seniors to take the class, and so that's the reason for that rule in English. In religion dual enrollment, it's the only place that it really fits is as one of your senior religion electives. We're offering American History dual enrollment next year, which will be offered to juniors as a replacement of their American History class. So it depends on the course and the content and kind of what it replaces or what CHS class it really fits with.
This question is kind of exclusive to your dual enrollment classroom, but what do you think is better, the hot chocolate or the hot apple cider?
I'm personally never going to pass on anything chocolate.
Ooh.
But hot apple cider is good.
Cider's nice.
I know Clifford would like that cider right there.
Oh, love the cider.
Clifton. Clifford.
So, why did you start taking pictures, and why did you decide to hang them up on your wall?
It started off so small, and I didn't know that it would get so out of hand. I just like taking pictures. I took pictures of my son when he was growing up and playing sports and stuff. And so then when I was teaching the class of 2016, their junior year, was the first time that I was in 245 permanently, so all day. And it was kind of bare, and I wanted to decorate it, and I wanted to make it feel kind of homey and like our space. And so I thought about, what do you do at your house? You put pictures on the wall. So I had maybe like 10 picture frames up on the wall that I was eventually going to put 10 pictures in. But once you start taking pictures of one person, how do you decide who goes up on the wall? Who are those 10 pictures going to be of? And so it kind of expanded, and so eventually for the class of 2016, they had taken over the wall, and then once the other classes saw that, of course they wanted their wall, and so it just became a thing. I really do enjoy it. I go to stuff anyway, and it's fun to take pictures, and I like being able to pass them on to the students.
As some of our listeners don't know, you're the head of the open house planning. So what advice would you give, with that knowledge, what advice would you give an incoming freshman?
Ooh. Well, I think what I love about open house is that it really showcases the best of all we have to offer. And I think the best thing you can do as a student here in any grade is to take advantage of all of that. I know Miss Harvey says a lot, if all you do is come to class, then that's pretty boring. Kind of the same for teachers. If that's the only way we know you, then that's a very limited relationship. I really appreciate what I get, how I get to know students going to other activities, and so I think that's really important for all of our students to get to know each other outside of the classroom, get to know their teachers outside the classroom, and to get involved and find things that they love and appreciate beyond what happens in class.
All right, so that's our final question. We'd like to thank Ms. Ducote for coming and chat with us today. She does a lot here at Catholic High, and she does a very good job at it. And I know we all thoroughly enjoy her English class, so if you think you can handle it, take dual enrollment English next year, or when you're a senior. We'll see you next time on Khakis and Coffee.
Oh, no.